You know, I bet I can guess what's on your mind.
Bet you can. Bet you can. Bet you can. Bet you can.
But I'm going to kind of be... Hey. All right. 1 minute.
Uh-oh.
We're starting in 1 minute officially.
Okay. Wait, I can't hear myself. Hello? Oh,
we
no, I
go.
can. Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Wait, is it real? Wait, can you...
Are we recording, Tyler? Okay. I'm going to wait till exactly 5 o'clock, and then we're going to do it, all right?
And then can you just... I know I'm asking you a lot of things. Our producer, Tyler, here. Hey! Check out Tyler. Tyler, if you do have a way to turn up my headphones, that'd be great. Hello,
It's
hello,
5
hello.
o'clock.
Uh-oh.
Guys, welcome to the first ever live stream episode of House Rules. I'm Alex Getlin.
I'm Rachel LaForce.
If this is your first time listening, thank you so much. We are live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. I think on Periscope. I got to reconfirm that that's up. But also, Rachel's got some BTS live streaming on her Instagram.
This is just a little behind the scenes. We don't have it going to mind. And, I'm like, oh, my God, we can't have a moment and not have it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's why we're live streaming here on my Instagram. So if you want to, check that out. If you want to see the full thing, definitely go to our YouTube page or our
Yeah.
Facebook page.
You can check it out on our production company's Facebook page, Skewed Orbit. But I'm getting ahead of myself here because I know there might be some people, first-timers. We're going live now. We're building our fan base. We're building our audience. So real quick, so we're both comedians. We're engaged to each other. And
That's, you know what? That's a key part.
yeah.
Because they could just go, oh, that's cute. Two engaged comedians talking
Yeah.
about their life. No,
Yeah.
to each other.
We got a lot of fun segments coming up. But before we even get into the segments, we like to start by recapping what's going on with us. So we have a lot of things in common, Rachel and I. We're both comedians. We both like some of the same TV shows, but that's kind of where the things in common end. We like different activities. I woke up this morning at 6, did jujitsu. That's my life. On the what's that face for?
Well, I'm just saying, you said it like, well, my things are important. Now we're going to talk about her things,
I'm just saying,
which are less important.
What did you do Tell everybody what you did last night.
I will tell everybody what I did last
Okay.
night. I paid good, hard-earned money, and I bought a ticket to support a friend of mine who is a healer and in, various modalities of healing. So she's been studying to be a hypnotherapist.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And which I know sounds very woo-woo, but take a second. The whole idea is that hypnotherapy is really any time. It's not like making somebody fall asleep and having them cluck like a chicken on stage.
Okay.
It's not magic. It's not any of that. It's literally talk into relaxation so that your brain goes into that place of almost a light gaze. Think about when you get on the freeway and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. And you wake up and you're like, how in the world did I live? You literally went into autopilot.
Yeah.
That's when your subconscious is alive, is in those same moments. So all they're doing in hypnotherapy is they're talking you to that place to where your mind kind of goes to this empty space, right? And then that's when we are the most potent to create new ideas and get rid of blocks. So if you're trying a new business and you're like, nobody's going to buy this, I'm scared. But in reality, somebody's going to buy the product. You know that you are capable of doing it. Hypnosis is a great thing because you can kind of go in there and it's basically pulling out the wires of old programming and plugging new ones
So
in.
you went to a hypnosis event.
Well, so I went to a full moon ceremony. Let me tell you about it.
The most LA thing. If you asked any, I mean, what other part of the country are people spending their Sunday nights going to full moon ceremonies?
Arizona. Other than that, that's it. But I'll tell you what, listen, everybody's into what they're into, but it's first of all, don't knock it till you try it. It's
Okay.
choosing to, LA is so crazy and so fast paced. Choosing to go to an event with other women that's in a space that's quiet. And the whole purpose of being there is coming together and being quiet and sharing what's going on with you and choosing to be here are sabotaging habits I have and I don't want them anymore. I want to release them. To me, I'm great, do it to the moon, do it to the Raiders, whatever your chosen thing is that you put your energy to, great. But just the idea of getting together with people and letting go of this thing
Yeah.
was so delightful.
You know, I want to make fun of it, but I also woke up early to roll around with sweaty dudes, fake fighting, if we're like gonna, you know what I mean? So I guess I can't really.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm of the school of thought of like anything that works for you and keeps you sane, and you as a universal you, not just you. But it's like I feel like a lot of times we're always like, I don't know, I don't like talking about my hobbies. I'm a nerd, right? Ugh, those people. I'm a nerd. No, you just
When did everybody get stoked on like branding their nerdness?
Oh,
you know,
I don't know.
right?
It's this whole
everybody
like,
has to like call shotgun on like what kind of nerd they are.
yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm a nerd. It's like, no, you're a fucking hot girl that sometimes has played Tetris. Okay, you're not like I hate that. I hate like. I don't want to say I hate it, but like
you're pretty worked up.
It's just obnoxious, or like anybody where it's like that's not nerdy. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
the term nerd now just means you're really into the minutia of a certain subculture.
totally, and that like when using that word appropriately, I think is great. But anybody now who they like try to make it like a point of personality, I'm like boring.
Well, it's funny too because you can like. When people how they use nerd, it's like I know a lot about blah blah blah, right? But it only applies like you could be like I'm a history nerd, or I'm a comedy nerd, or
met a few of
you
those.
could even be like I'm like a wine nerd, right? But like nobody's a fast food nerd, but it's just as like
Ooh, well, maybe us. We did top 10 things to get at Taco Bell. Hold on, I gotta adjust my seat. Keep it going.
okay,
Hold on.
or it's like no one's like a porno nerd. You know what I mean? Then you're
Well,
just weird.
I don't know.
Or a BDSM nerd. This is getting off the rails.
Hold on, I gotta fix my chair.
Okay. Well, fix your chair. I'll keep it going. It's a two-man show here, but, you know, only one of us is guiding the ship. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think.
Is your chair okay?
No, our producer Tyler, shout out, was wanting to have me adjust my chair, but it
All right.
doesn't adjust. So here
You
we
want
are.
to switch it for that one?
No, Tyler, how do we look?
You're
How do-
perfect. You're perfect.
Oh my God, you
There's
guys.
a little height difference before. You're good now.
Oh,
Okay,
sweet.
I'm good.
Okay.
You guys were still nailing it. Look at that. Oh, now I'm so far back they can't even see me. That's not
Do
enjoyable.
you want to adjust you can adjust your phone.
Okay. So that's what I
This
did.
is our first live episode, so we're doing stuff on the fly. We're mixing it up. We're keeping it fresh, but we have a lot of cool segments this episode. I want to jump right in because you have so many. Okay.
Oh, that was it? We didn't get to talk about the day
Oh,
that
wait.
has been today?
Hold on. We got to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I go to this full moon ceremony. I have a Reiki hypnotist healing. Don't at me. You know what I mean? It was great for me. I cried. It was wonderful. I left with 3 new friends. It's great. Okay. So I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so open and, ready to take on the day. So we go with my soon-to-be in-laws. Your parents are visiting in town from Virginia.
That they are. I think they might be watching live right now, actually.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Shout out. So we take them to our venue, which is in downtown LA. Shout out to the Unique Space. And I was so excited to take them there for them to be able to see it. And I got to walk through and I'm like, here's where I'm going to walk down the aisle. And here's like, we're going to take photos. And it's really exciting to share with them, right? Loving it. Great. We're going to go and get some lunch before we come here. Oh my God, what a beautiful day to spend with her family. We get all the way back to Hollywood from downtown LA, which is a journey. Okay. Cause you're crossing the 110.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's almost an hour.
Yeah. So we get all the way back and we go in, we're going to walk to the restaurant we're going to. And I go, hey, can you open up the trunk so I can get my bag out? My bag is not in the trunk. In fact, nothing is in the trunk. So let me back up. We get to the event space and we're standing there. And I had been on the phone with my collaborator, a friend of mine that I work with. And so I was like, all right, let me put my phone away and grab. And then I was like, oh, I should put this bag down. I don't want to carry it with me. So I pop open the trunk, put the bag in, close it, walk away. So apparently when doing that, I put my bag in someone else's trunk.
I mean, how the odds of that happening?
There was another black car.
That's like
the trunk was just open.
That's like remember in Home Alone when Kevin got on the wrong plane?
Yes.
It's like
that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It literally happened, and I was like, you know what? I mean, God forbid, if my things aren't there, it's going to be a lot of money. I have a makeup bag in there, my wallet, like my
My
journal.
parents gave me a birthday card.
Yeah, that had a fairly large check inside it. Like,
Well,
it
you have
was
to tell everybody that. That's okay.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
My
saying that,
parents
like,
are very generous.
it was a birthday gift, whatever.
That's true.
Anyway,
It's going to pay for our car to get fixed.
Oh, let's not even talk about. Well, we're going to get to that. Okay. So I discover, oh my gosh, no bag. How has this happened to me? And I'm like, really? Last night I released it all into the full moon, and then also Mercury's in retrograde. It goes direct today. Now, if you're like, that sounds like fake news,
Yeah,
it probably
that
is.
didn't- I
Here's
don't
the
know
deal.
what that
But
means.
this part is scientific. All this means is that when Mercury retrogrades, it's similar to if you're driving next to a vehicle and you start to slow down, but they go faster, it looks, or if you stay the same speed and they go faster, it looks like you are slowing down.
Right.
But you haven't. In fact, you've stayed the same speed. They've adjusted their speed. So planetarily, that's what's happened. And in the world of astrology, what they say is it's a time of reflection because it feels like an arrow. It's pulled you back.
Okay.
It gives you time to reflect. And then once Mercury goes direct, then we start to move at the same speed again, and it moves you forward, right? I don't have time to debate with you whether you think it's hogwash or not. To each their own.
I don't get it, but I'm allowing you to
Again,
share.
today is not the day to talk about astrology. The point is that's what's been happening in the cosmos, right? And so today it's supposed to be like Mercury goes direct, all is well, right? No, it's not. I left my bag in a stranger's vehicle. So then my poor mature adult in-laws are now like, we gotta go back. So everybody jumps in the car.
Yeah.
Where like the tension is so high in the
They
car.
were more freaked out than you were.
I know, because I was just like, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Isn't this interesting that this is happening? After literally less than 24 hours ago, I was like, I'm going to acknowledge that 80% of life is just life.
But you know what? The universe is testing you. It's saying, hey, Rachel, we're going to, because there was some other stuff that happened this morning that was stressful.
Right.
That we don't need to get into, but it was just like, wow. The universe is like, all right, you really think you're just going to release this shit? Let's find out, girl.
I know, and I feel like, motherfucker passed you. I think I passed the test.
Yeah, but also, like, nothing that terrible happened.
No, so anyway,
it was
so
all
we
very,
go,
like, minor inconveniences.
But I know, but it was just where it was comedic. It was literally felt like just like a Russell Brand, like quirky comedy. So we all get in the car. We go back. I have to get back into this parking lot. I have to explain, like, the women that we were meeting with are at lunch. And so I call and I'm like, hi, Lauren. So this is very bizarre. I apparently left my bag, explained the whole thing. And she's like, oh my gosh, no problem. We're not there. We'll buzz you into the space. So I go in and now I'm just opening up trunks of black cars because I don't remember which black car where we parked.
Oh, you had to go through multiple trunks.
I went through multiple trunks.
Wow.
Now, most of them are not open, so it was pretty easy. The one that opens, I'm like, well, there she is. And just pull my bag out, close it back, and keep it moving. So we get in the car. We're like, oh, isn't this so great? No problem. We still have time to grab lunch before we go to record. Drive all the way back to this restaurant. Park, get out. We get there. The restaurant is closed. It is not open. And so I'm like, cool. Let's just go to the studio and, call it.
So now we're here, and you're noshing on a salad while we do this podcast.
I'm noshing.
You got to do your thing. Okay, well, that was a quick recap of the chaos that was this morning. But so we normally do recaps of what's going on. There's some other stuff, but there's so many segments I have today.
Oh, so many segments.
We got to jump in.
Now,
you know
jump in.
what were you going to say?
I was
You're
going to say.
doing that voice. You have a couple voices you do. When
I
you're
do.
ready.
Well, sometimes they just come and they go. You know what I mean? Guys, Tyler, everybody. No, so what are the segments? Like, do you want to let everybody know? Or are you just going to...
we're going to do one at a time. I'm going to introduce them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you wanted to do, like, here's all the segments we're doing, and then we're going to do each one.
Oh, no, I think right now I'm just going to do them as we go.
Ooh,
you know?
okay. All right.
Because I invented a new segment for this podcast we've never done before, but that's coming later.
Ooh.
But we're going to
I don't even know what these are.
Well, we're going to bring back a favorite.
Okay.
Called Should We Buy This for Our House?
Ooh, I like this one.
Now, this segment we've done a few times, and what happens is I go on the internet and I find things that maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service, maybe it's a item for the wardrobe, whatever. Things that I think would be cool or silly, but usually cool to have in our home. And I present them to Rachel, and then we discuss if it's a worthwhile investment. So, for example, in the last episode, I was pretty stoked. I found a hoodie that you can reverse it, and it turns into a backpack. I thought it was awesome. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, Rachel thought it was dumb. And
First of all, I didn't say it was dumb. I just thought there was...
It was super versatile. Look up quick flip hoodies. It's been on Shark Tank. They look awesome. I'm going to buy myself one for the birthday.
I mean, for the birthday?
No, that was my
What
word.
was that? I'm going to buy one for the birthday.
that was
Think what you want. I'm going to buy one for the birthday. Okay. All right.
But then also on the silly end, I found a candle pack of scented candles that like from McDonald's, where one is pickle smell, one is ketchup smell, one sesame seed bun smell. You light them all at once, it smells like a Whopper. So that one maybe we don't buy for the house.
But it was sold out.
I know.
That's the part that I still can't get over.
I'm convinced McDonald's did that to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is. I don't think it's really sold out. But either way.
I don't know, dude. People are weird.
So that's true. You're right. You know what?
I went to a full moon ceremony last night and cried while a stranger did hypnosis over me. So you know what I mean? We're all weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all a little bit skewed, if you will.
Are you plugging our?
I was going to, and then I thought you would cut me off, and you didn't. And I was like, "Oh, this is what dying feels like."
Well, then I was like trying to think of like a good tag for that. Anyway, all right. So this week I found something. Before we pull it up, Koski, I'll tell you when. I found something that at first like that's kind of silly, but then I looked at it and I was like, this actually is right up both of our alleys. I think we should sign up for it. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and pull that up? Okay, so this is called Imperfect Foods.
Oh, I know about this.
Oh, you're familiar?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us what you know about it.
Okay, well, there's now like 3 or 4 different companies that are very similar to this, but you sign up, so it's any of the produce that was imperfect.
Right.
And
which, first of all, I mean, what?
I don't know. That's like
who is looking at carrots like, they're not hot enough, Like,
I mean, seriously, it's the most LA thing I've ever heard of. Like, this is imperfect produce. Not for us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, by the way, imperfect means like visually. It's still like totally edible.
Right, but that's the thing where I was like, anyway, it's so bizarre to me, but also like whatever, I'll take it. Produce is like way too expensive. It's kind of mind-boggling. So yeah, that's the whole idea.
Yeah. Well, so
this one says, our mission, eliminate food waste and build a better food system for everyone. We're Imperfect Foods. We're proud to deliver groceries on a mission.
It's a good VO gig for you.
Thank you. Thank you
Imperfect
so much.
Foods, please hire Rachel.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do VO for all these companies and just wait for them to be like, that's the voice. And then they're going to call me.
Yeah. So I wanted to find a silly one, but I thought this week, when I stumbled on this, like, man, this is like a really good service. I think it's only $16 a month.
Yeah. And they send you and then you can, and some of them you can decide like over time what you're using more of. And then they'll put more of that in your box.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Which I actually am a huge proponent of food delivery services. I thought for a while, I was like, I don't know, because we've done a few of them in the past. I really enjoy them.
Freshly. Was that what we got? Freshly?
No, we did Home Chef.
That was
I
it.
think.
I don't remember.
Well, I don't know.
They're
My
good.
stepmom lovingly gave us the...
Yeah, shout out to Lori. There's just... it's a little expensive, but I think it's good.
You think? You and I spend so much money on food. You eat so much food. So much food.
I eat like a man. What can I say? I mean,
just a bear in a trough.
Do
it down.
I have the biggest appetite of any man you've been
100%.
with? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm always famished.
I mean, always.
Yeah.
And it's like... It's like something takes over you. It literally is like when everyone's like beast mode. It's like no, watching Alex eat is legitimately beast mode. It looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast sitting down.
When I realized I was like I might have a little bit of like not a problem, but like a thing where it's like this is not a normal level. When I saw the headline that Costco is temporarily suspending free samples because of coronavirus, I out loud shouted when I looked at my phone, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like I was so angry at the fact, right? People don't know this. Rachel can attest to this. Sometimes if I've got a day, I'll go get gas at Costco and I'll do a lap, eat all the samples, sit in one of those comfy chairs, hang out, do another lap, round 2 of samples, hit the food court, then,
And he actually told me that before he proposed to me, and I still said yes. So love is real.
You like Costco, too. Remember we found that couch at Costco?
I know, because I was like, I'm not buying my couch at Costco. That's gross.
Yeah,
and you were like, you're
you're all into like bougie, like it's got to be like artisan, and it's like or comfortable. Like who cares?
Okay, well, I like nice things, and I'm not going to apologize for that. And, but yeah, we ended up in a fight. Or not like a fight. I feel like fight is like way more aggressive, but just like
a disagreement.
The only time we fight is when we both just get like super activated, and then there's like, it doesn't feel like there's like space for both of us, which is probably when most people get agitated with somebody that they're close to.
We were just
At
disagreeing on couch types.
No, we weren't there looking for a couch. You don't remember this? We were there getting the tires fixed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was having to do a remote podcast because we didn't get home in time.
You had to call into somebody
else's
else's
So I had
podcast.
to call and do the podcast, and you were like angry with me that you were like waiting for me or something. And I was like, I'm on the, like you knew this was happening.
Yeah.
And you were just getting frustrated. So I left you. I was like, screw you. I'm going to go sit on this couch. And I finished my podcast, which you can absolutely check out. And then you finally found me and you'd calm down. And we were sitting on this couch and you were like, I mean, we just need a couch like this. And I was like, should we just get this one? And you're like, all right. And that's how we have it.
And there is the backstory of our couch. Okay, there's so many things.
So yes to this. I'm on board.
Let's sign up. We're going to sign up. We're going to review Imperfect Foods.
That should be something we put on our registry. Is like somebody can do monthly subscriptions.
Killer idea. Oh my God. Why didn't we just think of this? All right. Monthly. Yeah, someone could pay for a year or a month or whatever.
We can do 6 months. Yeah.
Imperfect Foods. So if you have suggestions of, like, we don't need stuff. Our apartment is full for the most part. If you have any suggestions on like services like that, like, maybe Freshly, Blue Apron. You know what you would like? I'm sure there is a service for this where, like, you just once a month you get like a masseuse to come and give you like a full top to bottom.
Soothe.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
there we go.
We figured it out.
So
Tyler, shut it down. We're going to go.
All right. Okay. So next segment we're jumping into now. Okay.
Wait, this was the only one? I thought normally you have 2 for me.
Well, I only have one for this today.
Oh,
all right. I came up with.
All right.
Trust me, there's some stuff coming up that you're.
Okay.
This was the more practical side.
trust
Now
you.
we're gonna head into the. We veer into ridiculous territory sometimes. That's what's coming up
Okay,
next.
so this was the part for me, and now we're going to the part for you.
Yeah, or just the
Okay.
part for absurdity. Okay.
Okay.
So this segment, I like to, I know you love you a good event. You went to a moon ceremony.
I do. I love me a good event.
Last episode, we were looking at the upcoming psychedelic convention. We're thinking about that. So I just have now branded this new segment we're going to do weekly called Let's Go or Hell No, where we decide if we're going to go to the event or you say, hell no, I'm not going to this thing. Now, and to clarify, I don't always pick events that I even want to go to myself. It's just interesting stuff. That's not always true. Remember I found that like
I'm a comedian. That was a joke.
I know, but remember I found when there was like the Witches Coven thing in Salem, Massachusetts?
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Anyway, so this event I found for Hell No or Let's Go. Tyler, pull that up for us. Let's take a look at it.
Oh my! Of course we should go.
So tell people what it is if they're just listening.
This is, oh my, guys, I don't know if you can see this. This is amazing. Okay, so this is the Law and Order, the musical, a parody in accordance, oh my God, a parody in accordance with fair use law. Oh my word.
So read that quick description. Yeah.
A parody in accordance with fair use law. A grisly murder has taken place and cops and lawyers can't stop screwing up the quest for justice. Who killed the seemingly saintly housewife turned prostitute? Is it mob related? A closeted gay foodie? Okay, first of all, all of this needs rewording. I don't know whose friend was like, no, she'll do the work. No, she'll do it for free. Yes, she'll write it for free. This person's not your friend. This copy is terrible. Okay. Like, what a great, first of all, I've not seen this yet.
Well, this weekend is the last weekend, by the way, so we have to go this weekend if you want to check it out.
Oh.
Should we go? I'm open to it. We go on Friday.
I feel like we would get done and be like, why did we do? Also, it says 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. They're going in reverse. I don't want anything to do with this. Nobody, if you're watching and listening, do not go. Do not go to this. That is.
So you changed your mind. You don't want to go anymore.
No, nothing about it screams that's how we should spend our money.
Well, it's also
groups. Regular tickets 20, and then groups or more is 16. They didn't even knock it down to a fair 15.
I know.
I'm not on board.
You're not into it.
I'm not into it.
Well, I saw this, and because I saw they're doing a musical version of The Office now, and these are like way off Broadway. This is not like musical when you think of. You're already activated.
Listen,
What's going?
I don't want to brag. I was a musical theater major. Okay, and I feel like whether you're for the art or not, these people work so hard to create these beautiful original musicals.
Yeah.
The fact that now, like, anything can be a pop-up. No, it can't. No, it can't. You want to know how I know that? I went to that 90210 Peach Pit.
So dumb.
My friend and I went. We spent like $50 for tickets. I know. That's on me. But we went, and it was the AC was broken, and they still wouldn't give you a discount on anything. So we just like had like a hot veggie burger in this hot space. It was bad.
I feel like the pop-ups have already kind of come and gone, though. I haven't seen a new one in a while.
There was a new, I wish I could remember what it was, but it was something that like would totally be up my angle. And I was like, I can't even support it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, I'm still down to go to the Taco Bell Hotel. Okay.
Oh, yes. That was
We could
another-
put that on our registry.
A ni-
Somebody could get us a night at the Taco Bell Hotel.
Tyler, have you heard of the Taco Bell Hotel?
No, but I'm super interested.
Dude,
in
Tyler,
this.
if we go or when we go, you're coming with.
Yeah.
Down.
It's in Palm Springs. It's a hotel that's branded. They have like the towels look like the sauce packets. You know, it's like
So
the
good.
Yeah,
like all
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Places like that only happen like outside of big cities.
Oh
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
an like that's such a Palm Springs
of course,
thing.
dude.
You know?
Right? Yeah.
I love it.
By the way, that lovely voice, that's our engineer, Tyler Koski. He's just a stud.
Koski. I
Yeah.
love it. I feel like there is a thing about when you meet somebody whose last name you know without even asking. You've been Koski for your whole life.
Dude, I have been Koski my whole life, and what's crazy is every male figure on my side of the family, from cousins, uncles, my dad, they've all been referred to as Koski their whole life.
Yeah.
Really?
So like when I go visit
Interesting.
cousins and I meet my cousins' friends,
Yeah.
they all call him Koski as well.
That's so funny.
I love it. Also, there's a tinge to your voice that sounds like Leonardo DiCaprio. Has anybody ever told you that?
Never, but I'm very happy to hear that.
There's a part of it that's so interesting.
Some days it's higher, you
Yeah.
know, and then some days it's
Mm.
lower. I don't
Yeah,
know my
now
tone, dude.
Now that I'm listening, I do
I don't
kind of
know
hear
my tone.
Oh, man.
Me either. You know what I mean?
All right.
Okay.
So,
So this is a no-go for
okay.
me.
I also agree we shouldn't go. But I thought it was funny.
But, you know,
What would be the, well, I mean,
I do oddly have Friday night off, and
Yeah.
I never have Friday
we
night
should,
off.
you know what we've never done? We talked about this recently. As a couple, we were engaged. We've been together for like 2 years. We've never even been to the movies together.
I know. I feel like we should do it.
I know. Weird, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's very weird.
Well, typically, we do watch a lot of stuff together, but it's usually on the couch at home on Netflix, or we're like out at a concert or dinner or a friend's comedy show.
So
But-
you don't know if if one another is a talker in a movie theater.
Oh, I hope not.
What if that's how it all came crumbling down?
Oh God.
Could you imagine? Someone's like, "What happened?"
You know what's so
we went
funny
to a movie.
is Rachel's been to see a movie with my brother and sister-in-law and parents. I just didn't want to go.
We went to see Frozen 2, and Alex unexpectedly just, had something come up.
I think I had a show or something.
You did have a legitimate thing, but
Yeah,
also
yeah.
you would have hated every moment of being there.
Well, I will say, listen, I mean, if things go according to plan, in a couple years, I'll probably have a kid, and one of them might be a daughter or a son. But I'm just knowing I'm going to have to go see things that little girls like, and I'm just going to have to embrace it. And
I feel like you will actually do better with all of the little kid things than me because I get so easily irritated by things, and you'll be like,
yeah, it's so true.
"Why do you let it bother you so bad?" I'm like, "If you play little guppies in our house one more time,
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I am moving out. I cannot do it."
Actually, I think I'm gonna like teach them dances and stuff. And,
I know. I'm gonna come home and you guys are all gonna be doing Thriller in the living room or something.
Thriller. That's weird, but
I just try to think of it, but also let's not. You guys remember MJ? Okay. What's next?
yeah. Speaking of kids, all right. Anyway, so
Oh.
sorry, I had to. You set me up. Okay.
Oh. You guys
Next
are still there.
segment. This also is a new segment. Okay. It's called App of the Week. All right. So every week I'm finding, well, hopefully every week. I mean, this is the first time we're doing it. But my goal is every week to find a new app on, that you can download for your phone. I'm doing iPhone because I have an iPhone, but hopefully they're available on Android as well. And I'm specifically looking for apps that are either A, things that like, this is really cool. Like, this helps us with day-to-day things we need, or apps, which is what we're going to have today, that you're going to be like, well, what, why, where, how did we get here? Okay. Now, full backstory. I've been looking for an app that can help me streamline putting captions on videos. I'm trying to make clips for the podcast. You can go to our House Rules podcast on Instagram, see caption clips. So I went and found one that said captions for Instagram. Now, Tyler, can you pull that up for us?
Oh no.
Okay, so this is called Captions for Instagram, okay? So that's the name of the app. Now, go to the next slide here. Next picture. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, now see if you can read that for us, Rachel.
With Best Instagram Captions, we help you master that for free with various filters and categories. Get the right caption for... Wait, does this make captions for your pictures? Stop.
Dude, wait, finish
No.
reading. Finish reading. It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, I'm so angry. Okay. With various filters and categories. Get the right caption for Instagram and Facebook in less than a minute. Oh, just copy your favorite caption and use in Instagram and Facebook picture. The same person who did this copy did it for the Law and Order musical, okay?
It's absolutely made in China.
For sure.
So
Both
funny.
sentences back to back start with just. Who does this? Okay?
Yeah.
Just copy your favorite caption and use in your Instagram and Facebook picture. Just download the app right away to dive into an ocean of best captions for Instagram for your next Instagram photos.
So I know you want to see some examples.
No, I want to know what else they've provided me because that is a full paragraph that said the same thing 3 times. How much more could we do it?
Wait, okay, so so I took some screenshots here of the app. So here are some popular.
Wait. I'm sorry. I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to speed read it.
Okay.
Ever wondered how some people have a perfect caption on their Instagram and Facebook pictures? Yeah, they're
Creative.
creative.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm sorry that you're boring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever envied your friend for getting more likes than you? Of course you have. Instagram has made us all monsters. How do you interact with how do people interact with a stupid photo with just a quirky caption? Well, you won't be a laid back Instagrammer anymore. Okay. Show me what's next.
So So go to the next one. Here's some examples of the captions they offer you.
Oh my God. It doesn't even come along with a stay a mystery. It's better. That tag for that one is attitude, by the way. Attitude. Black as the devil, hot as hell, pure as an angel, sweet as love. That tag is good morning.
Wait, go to the next
So
one.
unless you just woke up from Molly,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, and you're eating Taco Bell.
Next one.
Yeah, go to the next one. Yeah, read the top one.
Oh my God. First of all, okay, hold on. Okay. This one says, I'm 97% sure you don't like me, but I'm 100% sure I don't care. Sunglass emoji. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm letting everybody know this. For the next however many captions are available here,
Yeah.
they're the only captions I'm going to use for the whole month of April.
Okay.
So anything I post on Instagram is just going to be using one of these captions.
Wait,
okay?
go one more because then they added one with like a picture example. That's my favorite right there.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's a picture of a beautiful woman laying in bed with her hair done and her makeup done, which doesn't ever happen, okay, unless you woke up from not washing your face. This says, never ask a girl with winged eyeliner why she's late. The tag, girl. That's the tag.
So listen, they got lots of captions, but sometimes you got to narrow it down, right?
Now, this one makes sense. Everybody has a breaking point. It's tough to ignore the impulse to respond with anger. But I want to know, what's the photo attached to that one? Do you know what I mean?
Well, so to help you narrow it down, they break it down by category.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
No, so check this out. Ready?
Oh.
So, it's okay. We'll get back to it in a second.
Here, while you do that, I want to go. I mean, the fact that you can pick them is great, but I'm just like, who is so boring? Like a very simple, like, had a great day.
Yeah.
That's a fine caption. Like, I don't know since when everybody's decided that they have to have like the perfect caption.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where we want to build our followers too. We're comedians trying to get this. So I think everybody's vying. Well, the thing that it's
right, but it's also like, what is authentic to you? We're trying to do that because authentically, we like making people laugh. That's what we do for a majority of our living.
Well,
So I'm just saying where it's like all these people now where it's like, I was a dental hygienist and like now I'm going to be a fashion guru. It's like, Ashley, just stay a dental hygienist.
Yeah.
We need those people too.
I know.
Like,
Well,
not everybody, do you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
not at all that I think I'm special because we get to do this. Like, honestly, if tomorrow I woke up and I was Ashley that wanted to be the dental hygienist, it'd be the best fucking day of my life. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Like, what
Well,
a relaxing way to go for
okay,
the rest of this.
So back to this. So they break it down by categories. So let's say you're doing something and you're like, what's the perfect hashtag or caption for this category? Okay, so we got festival, we got travel, we got food. So jump to the next one. So if you want to go to a festival, here's some festival-themed captions.
You're not my best friend. You're my sister. And that's more. And that's more.
Oh, man. All right. And then
You take my hand and lead me along paths I would have not dared explore alone. Things for all. No, these are sister. They're
Yeah.
not festival.
But it's what it says. Look at the category. It's a
I'm
festival.
angry.
And
All
then,
right.
What is that Rock Shabandon? Is that a festival?
Oh, I don't even know.
No, because
And-
that's like it says happy holidays. Like I was like, are festivals.
This
it
app
might,
is flawed.
It might. Well, yeah. I think it's also like high holidays or
Yeah.
like other like festival of lights.
All right, it was one
Okay.
more. One
Last
more.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
last
heated
one.
up.
This is for travel. Look at this. It's a guy with an acoustic guitar on his shoulder, and he says, "I don't want a vacation. I want a lifestyle."
Oh, and that is what's wrong with our generation. Am I right?
So, Rachel, are you going to use this app?
100%, Alex. It's now the only way to go for me, and I'm really glad that you guys shared this with me.
So, how do you like our 2 new segments, Hell No or Let's Go, and App of the Week?
I like them. I just kind of wanted more.
Okay, well, how about this? How about for next week, you try and find some stuff, and then we'll go back
I
and
think
forth
you did
a
a
bit.
great job.
Oh, you don't want to look up the...
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
Do you
it's
want me to come up with one and then you come up with one?
We'll try. I know you know, with this thing, I have a little bit more free time to focus on this.
I got a couple things, in the can right now.
So for now, I'll try. So anybody listening, if you guys see any events or apps, send them my way. I'll present them on the podcast.
Yeah, and there's an event right now that you can come to. Hey, ladies.
There
there
we go.
is-
Plug your stuff.
Yes, please. I throw women's events through this. Our idea, or the name of our company, is Girl Revolt, and we throw women's empowerment events. It's really just a time to get together. Our whole premise is that we create events that are high vibe and low social impact environments. So it's kind of a little bit of networking, a little bit of, kind of just like a fun little like gals party to go and do. So our next one is our spring event, Blossom and Bloom. And it's on April Fool's Day. So on April Fool's Day, we'll share a link to it here as well. And you can check it out on my Instagram. There's also a link in my bio, so you can go and grab tickets.
Sweet. There you go.
I'm excited. Girl Revolt, Blossom and Bloom event, Wednesday, April 1st. We have 2 guests. Our resident mixologist, Justine Veal, is going to be making a signature cocktail. Think hibiscus, think edible flowers. It's going to be everything femme, and I'm super excited about it. And the wonderful women from the Basic Witches podcast, they're going to be offering readings as well. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and I'll be in Alaska first week of April. I've mentioned it in previous episodes, but since I got some live listeners, if anybody's up in Anchorage, has a friend in Anchorage, thinking about going to Anchorage, I'm there April 2nd to the 6th doing a bunch of stand-up for Before You Die Festival. So, fun stuff coming up. But let's jump into my favorite segment, the best segment we've done every week since the beginning. What's it, Rachel?
Rachel learns the news.
Yes, Rachel learns the news.
Tries to.
Okay.
Tries to.
Now, last week, we just did, because I know in the past I've done some stories to get you all hot and bothered. You get angry, you get worked up. So last week I did all cute stories. We had a great story about there was a pizza shop up in New York that put photos of shelter dogs on the pizza boxes to try and help them get rescued.
I know.
Find them homes.
I'll never forget it.
We do not have cute stories this week. This
What?
week, no cuteness, just absurdity. All right?
All right.
So we're going to
I'm
jump into
prepared.
it. All right, let's get into this first article here. Rachel, if you could read the headline for us.
William Shatner gets horse semen in divorce settlement.
Okay, so first thoughts before you dive into it. What do you think?
Glad it's not me. First thing I thought was, may I never be in such a position of privilege that, could you imagine being the lawyer who's like, okay, listen, we don't want to take you for all you're worth, but here are the 2 things we're not going to give up on: the house in the Hamptons and the horse semen. If you think that we're giving up the horse semen, you're out of your mind. That was a real thing. There was also somebody who had to make that document.
I know,
You
right?
should feel, at that point, you should go, whoever wants the horse semen, take it.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to fight over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's embarrassing.
Yeah, so I guess this is Shatner's 4th divorce.
Shocker.
Yeah, right? 4th divorce. So, there was a breakup of properties and all that, but he fought really hard for... I can't think of... There's probably nothing more highfalutin than
He's
horse breeding.
88?
Yeah.
Ugh, you know what? Fine. Then if you want the horse semen, take it.
I know. How many more... listen, he could make it to 100, sure, but anyway.
I just couldn't even imagine having the energy to divorce somebody. Period. Right.
Right.
I couldn't
That
then
alone.
I couldn't even imagine having the energy to divorce somebody twice, 3 times, 4 times at 88. No, thank you.
Well, I always wondered, what's up?
I'm just saying, why are you getting married again after
That's
3?
that's what I'm saying.
I think we've all met 1 or 2 people who has a 3rd divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of a human being with 4 divorces.
Oh, there's Elizabeth Taylor was married 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Remarried the same person again.
Dude, that's the thing. 2 divorces, and I still understand and respect your judgment a little bit. It's like it happens, whatever. More than 2, get the fuck out of here.
Well, my
Like,
mom's been divorced 3 times, and when I
3?
asked her 3 times, and I said
Wait,
she's been divorced 3 times.
That's a red
Okay.
flag, Alex.
Yeah.
Let me take it back, Sue. I
So-
love you.
No, there's nothing wrung. I mean, I think that it's like, I mean, that's why
you're
when I
right.
asked her, when I
Yeah.
asked her, and I was like, do you think? But hers was like a lot of, I mean, I don't think her intention was ever to get divorced 3 times. I think it was like,
yeah.
I think a lot of it was like family pressure of like that she needed to like have this thing. I think if it was up to my mom after she divorced my dad, she probably would have just raised me and figured it out, you know?
Sure.
But that's when I asked her, I was like, well, are you interested? And she was like, are you kidding me? Do you think I want to do that again? Like,
Yeah,
no. She's like, listen, even if I find somebody I want to be with long term, I'm not even going to go there. Like, what is the...
Right. I get that.
But just the energy of it or the theatrics.
yeah.
Like, I mean...
I know. We're planning a wedding now, our first one, and it's like...
And I'm like,
even
one
that,
and
it's like,
done.
ugh. Yeah.
What blows my mind is when you hear about people who divorce and remarry the same person.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
that's
And there's
so
a lot
wild.
of those stories.
Yeah. And it's like, what were you guys not able to get through the first time? Really? You had to leave? You
But
had to
that's-
leave. You
but
had to you had to bring in lawyers.
Or the
Yeah,
weirder
not
thing,
even just a separation,
Yeah.
you know?
but the weirder to me are people that get divorced and then still live together.
Well, that's I think out of necessity. Like because neither I've seen that where like
Or emotional necessity. Sometimes people will just like dad will move down to the basement.
that happens, but I think like the stress and chaos of trying to sell a house, especially if it's a down market. And
Well, sure, those are like the realistic things.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like people who
or if they have children and they want to still co-parent in a healthy way.
sure, everybody's just trying to live their respective truths. But here's the thing I know, putting anything up, is it just that this horse is like obviously like very like a thoroughbred, so
Yeah.
he wants the semen in order to like make more horses?
Well, yeah, can you make it a little bigger? Can you zoom the phone in?
that's the thing. The
I mean,
is not
Hit
That's okay.
Hit the
command.
command
I can
plus
read it from
sign.
here. What do you want me to read?
This the names of these horses.
Oh gosh.
So if you can get to the names, they're in the article somewhere. We'll yeah,
Here we go.
Here we go.
The Star Trek star will walk away with 2 of their horses, Renaissance Man Medici
yeah.
and Powder River Shirley, and 2 dogs, Macchiato and Double Espresso, as well as all horse semen and equipment used for horse breeding, according to court documents. You want to know what I mean? Elizabeth, you're better off. Take a hike.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next article. Before you pull it up, though. All right. So listen, coronavirus
It's
spreading. You know, people are getting out of control here. We want people to learn some stuff. All right. So I found a little bit of a PSA of sorts about coronavirus. Okay.
Oh my God. Tito's, please stop using our vodka to make hand sanitizer.
Yeah. So
Setting the record straight. Okay, what the fuck happened?
So to clarify, Tito's is asking people to stop making hand sanitizer out of their vodka. So there's these videos going viral on Twitter and YouTube, and it's people basically showing if you take, which incorrectly, if you take Tito's or any vodka, but like Tito's vodka and mix it with aloe vera like gel that they think it could be hand sanitizer. The problem is Tito's even said it has to be at least 60 proof alcohol for that to work, and Tito's is only 40 proof. So really it's supposed to be like rubbing alcohol, but people are idiots, and you know, it's like, oh bro.
I also love that like Tito's vodka, it's not like a top shelf, but it's a nice vodka. It's like
Right.
organically made. That's their whole pitch.
Yeah.
And some idiots like, well, I'm going to make my own hand sanitizer, but I don't want bottom shelf.
Yeah, you don't want
I want it to be Tito's.
you don't want a plastic bottle hand sanitizer.
Do you know what I mean?
If you
Like anybody with half a brain, yeah, to that point of like, you know, if they're like, all right, hand sanitizer, which I can't even go into the fact that people are trying to like double the price of hand sanitizer on the internet. Like it's just the fact
You're
that
not
we have come
surprised,
this
though.
far. I'm not surprised, but I'm angry because we're way too smart. We all look stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if everyone's like, I don't know, are aliens real? Listen, if they are, they're getting a show. Do you know what I mean? They're somewhere watching us going, what morons?
Yeah.
What absolute idiotic morons. And we deserve it.
Yeah.
Not saying that coronavirus isn't real, any of those things, but I'm just saying it's a strand of the flu we haven't seen yet. People need to take precautions. Wash your hands. If you're elderly or if you have a low immune system due to some other chronic illness, then stay at home. Otherwise, oh,
Wait, so this is somebody.
They pulled up a
they're-
random tweet.
Yeah, they're tweeting. Gonna make some hand sanitizer from Tito's vodka to keep safe from coronavirus.
I mean,
You deserve to die of coronavirus if you make Tito vodka hand
but
sanitizer.
could you imagine being the marketing PR person at Tito's this week?
Yeah,
You would
right.
hate yourself.
Imagine that board meeting, guys. We got to stop this.
I mean, who in there? I mean, honestly, somebody's going, I don't know. How are we going to get this out? They're going to go, I don't know. We've got to use that captions app to figure out how to spread the word because nothing we could possibly say would make any more sense than those captions.
yeah.
See,
yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm Tito's, I'm going all in. Like, your sales are going
Yeah,
up.
you might as
Like,
well. Watch
We're the official vodka to stop coronavirus.
Koski, you're onto something.
Koski. Yeah.
Dude, imagine,
dude,
yeah,
so
if they had Tito's branded hand sanitizer.
that's so.
And then you see dudes just like squirting it into their mouth.
Oh my God. This
All
is
right.
too funny.
So next article, this is just something just all around silly and ridiculous. Someone calling you. Oh, they're calling you during your live stream.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
You're good.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So this is just a funny, crazy one. But like, what are you had a day today? You had like, what are the odds that this
I
happened?
still can't believe this about the Tito's.
So this next one here, it's just like, how did this even take place?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Burning calories. Pig starts farm fire by excreting pedometer? I don't
Yeah.
even know what that means.
Like he pooped out a pedometer. You know what a pedometer is?
No, maybe I don't.
It tracks your steps.
Okay, yeah.
So he pooped out. So this is what happened.
And it started a fire?
So this
Oh,
fart.
I get it. Burning calories. Oh, God. Okay.
You're not a fan of the copy here.
Well, I'll tell you, I've had a couple of issues with the copy on some
So
of these.
I'll run you through the highlights here. Okay.
Okay.
So this farm has pigs. They wanted to prove that the pigs are free range. So they put pedometers on the pigs to show, like, hey, look how much they're walking around. Which is like, listen, we're eating the pigs. Like, who really? That's your anyway. So then one of the pigs ate the pedometer off another pig,
Oh.
pooped it out, and somehow the copper and the wiring activated in the like methane gas of the poo caught on fire with the hay, started a massive fire on this farm.
Oh, my God.
But that's like out of a movie.
That does feel like my day today. Of like, how in the world could that happen? Like nothing that like all of those things to line up together in order for that to happen. It's bizarre.
Yeah, this is in England, by the way. I don't know if that's
Oh,
relevant.
okay. I was like,
just
is there more to go on to
No,
that?
I kind of gave you the whole article. I guess.
Well, it's interesting. Have you ever been to a pig farm?
no.
So my
That's what
extended family,
yeah.
they were the largest pig farmers in the state of Illinois for over 100 years.
Free reign? Do they have pedometers?
Well, I don't know. They're no longer. They got rid
okay.
of the pigs, and now they're mostly just do sod and moving of like literally land moving.
See,
So that's mostly what they do now.
people,
But isn't that
people
crazy?
in those
People are
fields.
millionaires from farming sod.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That is so much more interesting to me. I'm not knocking anyone's field of work or career or anything, but if I met a guy who's like, yeah, you know, my family, we've been sod farmers for 100
well,
years.
you can
and
meet them. You're actually marrying into that family.
I
There's
know.
a whole side of them you
I
can
think
meet.
I have met them.
You've met a few of the Kellogg's, yeah.
Yeah, I just meant like that. Like if I was at a party and I could talk to like the sod farmer guy, or it's like, hey, I'm Jerry and I work at Allstate. Fuck Jerry, dude. I'm going to the sod farm. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Like it's just a way more interesting. People who have very specified niche fields of work.
Well, especially something where it's like people don't really grow up to be farmers
Well, yeah,
anymore.
It's
Like it's not a thing. Like I mean, obviously we live in a very large city. Do you know what I mean? Like I went to
Yeah.
full moon ceremony last night. Spoiler: there wasn't a farmer that was there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Although interesting, because the Farmer's Almanac still tracks and tells you all of the cycles of the moon, because
Yeah.
that's how we did agriculture for so long.
Interesting.
I digress. Are you guys still with me? Here we go.
But that used to be like you just did whatever your dad did. That was it.
Yeah,
The idea of like,
getting to have a passion.
yeah.
Yeah, wasn't a thing. I'm just still can't believe that the tracker. I'm also still not sure what side of the fence I sit on about counting steps.
With pigs or
That I'm pretty much a hard pass
yeah.
for me. Just people in general.
No, I think I'll tell you why it's good.
Okay.
If you're the kind of person that's counting your steps and you're trying to do it to like be active, you're way more inclined to take extra work walking around exercising, knowing that there's stats involved. So if you don't count the steps, you're less likely to be like, let me just walk a little more, get those extra calories burned for the day.
That's true. That's like if every time I spent money, there was somebody there to go, you're spending $100 you don't have. I probably wouldn't
I think you're
spend it.
describing me.
Oh, that's probably true.
That sounds like a conversation we'd have at the house. You're like, babe, but I worked really hard this week. I'm like, you did. You earned your money. That's fair. We also have a wedding we're saving for, so.
Like this morning where there was a pile of clothes on the floor and you go, what is this? And I go, oh, I'm getting rid of my clothes. And you go, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to build a new wardrobe. I've outgrown them. I'm ready for something new. And you go, okay. And like you didn't even have the energy to be like, no, or like this isn't necessary. Like you were just like, whatever.
No, but I will say this, you're like the queen of like TJ Maxx. Like you shop efficiently. You're not like a
I will make $10 look like a
you're not
million.
like a Fendi bag diva. No, you go and
No.
you dig through the rack at Marshall's and
No.
you find some gem or
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to the next one here.
Okay.
Now, this is interesting because, you know, everybody's talking about convenience now. We got all these apps that bring you anything you want, right? You don't even have to leave the house.
Except peace of mind.
Well, all right, that's a whole nother issue. But, you know, you can
A
stay
lot
at
of
home,
meditation apps.
post up, do your thing. But here, let's pull up this next one. Check this out. So this says right here, can you read this?
What does this mean?
We'll read the headline and I'll explain it.
So you don't even have to have contact with them?
Yeah, read the headline.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wow, so many thoughts. Okay. Postmates and Instacart introduce no contact deliveries, making it easier to isolate yourself as a service.
So I used
We're
to.
all going to die alone.
So,
That's
right?
that's all it means.
So years ago.
Also, you know, here, nope. Oh, I'm activated. Here we go. Buckle up for this one. You guys listening? I'm angry. If I go, because you know these full moon circles, so many of them are surrounded by all these people just wanting to find a soulmate.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful, and it really does. Where it made me value so much of like, oh my gosh, even though there's a lot of other things I'm trying to work around and navigate in my life that are very difficult, I'm so incredibly grateful to have found a partner that I genuinely believe through good and through bad, sickness and health, will figure it out, and that's incredible.
Well, thanks, babe.
You're welcome. And it was really great to have that resolution or really have that thought and really have it sink in. But also, fuck everyone. Because you don't get both. Everybody's going, it's so hard to meet people and I just feel isolated and I'm lonely. And then we want this?
Yeah.
We don't deserve connection. We don't deserve it.
Well, the funny.
You don't deserve it. If you want this, you don't get that. That's it.
So it's so interesting. I mean, years ago when I was doing Postmates and Instacart on the side, people would occasionally leave in the notes, just leave it on my doorstep. And usually they would have a reason. They're like, oh, I have a dog. Like, don't knock or ring the doorbell. It'll upset the dog, or I have a baby sleeping. But now you can just auto set, hey, bring me, like, be a servant, hand deliver me my food. Don't interact with me in any capacity. Fuck off. Like, what? It's so insane. That is so insane.
It's just... I just can't hear the argument anymore when people are like, we don't connect. We don't connect. And then we're getting that. And then also where it's like, people just like don't want interruptions anymore.
Yeah.
Like, when did that become a thing where everybody's like, and listen, I'm as zen as it, I'm trying actively. I spent money to go again to a woman's house. I only knew one person there.
Yeah.
And put myself in the situation to try and connect with people. Full moon, Mercury retrograde, whatever. The real reason I went was because I am actively looking to connect with more people and specifically women. And so you have to put yourself out there. You have to go into situations that make you uncomfortable. You have to, whether full moon ceremony is your thing, but maybe it's taking a new, Muay Thai class, or it's going to a new Bible study, or it's trying a new yoga class. Like, you have to put yourself out there. You have to deal with what happens with life. And what happens with life is sometimes you have amazing days and you feel on top of the world. But some days are putting your bag somehow in somebody else's trunk, driving away, then having to drive all the way back while your in-laws do not want to be in traffic and they're driving and we're in the back. And then you've got everybody's trying to talk and ask each other how they're doing, but then you've got the GPS that's going off and talking at the same time, and then we miss an exit and then we keep going. Like, that's the majority of what life is. If you're going to order food to your house, say hello to the person and then tip them for bringing your lazy ass Subway.
See, that's what I think a big part of it is. They don't want to feel obligated to tip, and it's like, if I don't even see the person's face, then I even, right?
Dude, no, but that is so much of it. But that's also where, I want to keep telling people, do not pay for services that you can't afford to tip somebody.
Right, yeah.
And I know people are like, well, tipping is optional. It's like, no, it's not. In your heart of hearts, you know that's not true. You know that these people work off of tips.
Yeah.
And like, if you really believe that $2 to $5 is going to like put you over the edge, then you shouldn't be at home ordering $20 worth of Panda Express to your door, you POS.
Well, this is going to be short-lived anyway because I've seen the Postmates robot cruising around L.A. Have you seen it too, Koski? Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is I went to a restaurant it was Nashville, I think, or it was in Denver.
Yeah.
There was 0 human contact. It was like it was like a honeycomb theme.
Okay.
So it was this fried chicken spot, and it was like Honeycomb's chicken. You'd go, order on a tablet. It would give you a number that your food would be in, and there was a giant honeycomb on the wall. On the other side were all the cooks, but there was no counter people, and it would just say your item is ready in pod number 37.
I mean, and then we wonder why everybody's sad all the time.
Yes, and having no connection and shooting places up. Yeah, exactly.
God damn. All right.
Well, and it's also like, I mean, to be fair, most people suck. I don't want to, you know. I mean, let's think about that.
Yeah.
Most people, I don't want to interact with.
But you know what?
But I'll tell you what, if you look for the people, and whether it's like the people, and I don't ever want to be like, look for the people who look like you. That sounds dangerous. But like, look around. Like,
What?
I want us all to be separate. That's what I'm saying. I don't. No, but like, so I went to Chick-fil-A. Don't at me, okay? I understand. But I'm at Chick-fil-A because I'm tired and I needed some food. So I pull over at Chick-fil-A and it's like so crowded. You know, there's too many people. And I look over and I saw this guy and I'm like, that dude looks like a homie. I was like, that looks like somebody to go stand next to. And I'm not even kidding. I walked over and he looks over and he was like, what's up, girl? And I was like, how are you? And he's like, I'm hanging. And he was like, you doing Postmates? And he was a Postmates guy. And I was like, no, I'm just grabbing food. I'm going to work. He's like, okay. And he was like, you got good vibes. I was like, you do too. That's why I came over here. I was like, I was genuinely like, that dude looks cool. And then we just like chatted, like literally, I mean, very like back and forth for 2 minutes. And then I was like, all right, dude, take it easy, man. Have a good day. He's like, you too. And just like left. And I'm like, what an enjoyable, like, I feel like when you actually look for people that look like they're having a good time, like allow those people's like good energy or whatever's going on with them to like rub off on you.
Totally.
Like we walk around so isolated and like in our own thing. And then it's like, and then we're all like, well, I'm miserable. It's like, well, then look up.
Right.
Like look up, talk to people, look people in the eye. And when somebody's a dick, then just like clock it like, oh, they suck and move on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you bargained for all of this, but
no, it's okay. No. We've done this a bunch. I know how it goes. Like
all right.
I present something funny and we start funny, then you get deep and it's not bad. You're speaking truth. Well, I do think it's like one of those things, like you don't know that good food tastes good until you've had bad food. It's like, you don't know.
Oh, I like that.
You never heard that?
No.
You never know. You like, I'll say this. I wouldn't know how much I appreciate our relationship unless I had some fucking awful ones prior. And
For sure.
And I did. And I had some good ones prior too that also showed me like, oh, you need more of this, you need less of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Like, yeah, maybe you're gonna have to deal with some weird, awkward delivery person. And yeah, you could have the convenience of like, I don't want him to contact me. But then, you know, that's also like a skill to get through life.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm marrying you. That is
That's what did it. That's what did it.
Dude, 100%. Like we, and myself included, because I feel like a little bit about me. So I got sober 2 years ago. Thank you. And thank you. And but through that process, I was like, oh, holy shit. Like I've spent the majority of my adult life, like 18 to like early 30s, because I'm a very sensitive person and I never really learned how to navigate like assholes or like navigate how difficult life is.
Yeah.
And so I was using like, I certainly don't have a like, I don't have the disease. I don't suffer from like a chemical dependency. So like AA obviously wasn't my route. It was more of like, oh, I was using this as medicine in order to like cope with the everyday life.
Right.
And realizing like, oh, well, that coping does a little bit. It really like holds me back from everything.
Well, it's not so different than the cutting off an awkward social interaction because you can't handle just like a moment of uncomfortable conversation with the delivery person.
But that's exactly where I'm saying, where it's like I never developed that skill of like most of life is boring. Most of life is dealing with like having to drive all the way back to get your car, or like putting your car into Pet Boys and having them call you and be like. so this is wrong. Also, all of these things are wrong,
Yeah.
you know, and like deciphering what's true, what's not. Like it's going down to court to deal with a ticket. And then they're like, oh, court's closed today. Like you got to come back, or like you have jury duty. JK, you don't. Like all of these, you know, like getting sat next to somebody super awkward on an airplane and having to like that's a lot of life. And that's a skill. Like everybody is so not wanting to be affected.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You're right.
Like for what? Like since when does everybody think that like they can isolate themselves and then not be affected by other people, but yet sit on their fucking phone all the time, following people who make them feel bad about themselves?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm doing a one-woman show. It's gonna be super uplifting.
All right. Well, there's a lot that we could jump on, but
all
I
right,
want to
let's
keep
keep
us.
going.
We got
Let's
two more
keep going.
articles.
All right.
This next article, you might have so many opinions. You're like, we gotta skip this.
All right.
But
okay. Here we go.
because we try to stay non-political
Oh,
on this
no.
podcast.
Oh, no.
You know, we try to stay out of politics because it's just not really our brand. But this one, you know, sometimes you read a quote, somebody makes a statement, and it's just too. It's just too. Like, what were you thinking?
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna put on my comedy hat,
yeah,
and I'm gonna take off my hat that's like, let's try and do better for the world.
I think that's a good idea. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Koski, you pull that next article up for us.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Oh, this is the Daily Mail, so this is
Yeah.
like relatively like. Oh my god.
This is real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exclusive. I did it to manage my anxieties. Bill Clinton reveals in Hillary Hulu doc that he had oral sex with Monica Lewinsky to ease pressures of the job. Feels terrible. Scandal defined her life, and confessing to Chelsea was the worst.
First thoughts, Rachel.
First of all, you deserve everything that's happened to you.
Well, he's had a pretty good run, so he didn't really have a. I guess
I know, but I'm saying like any of these of like, yeah, you mortified your daughter. Like, listen, we all make mistakes. Plenty of people have affairs. It is a huge bummer that like if you're in the spotlight, anything that you can and do will be used against you in the court of the internet. But also, like, just say you had an affair. Like, how many years later and he's still being like, well, I took the blowjob for this reason. Or, oh, like, just be like, dude, I didn't like having sex with my wife.
Yeah.
And there was a hot intern who did anything I said, so she blew me a couple times.
Yeah,
Like, just
it's-
own it at this point.
Right. It's just so like. Listen.
Like, Bill, let it. We've moved on.
I'm a-
You're the one that keeps being like, well, if you want to ask me about my blowjob, no, we don't want to think about your penis, Bill.
Yeah.
We're over it.
I mean,
Stop dragging your daughter, who now has kids of her own, through this.
I'm a bro at heart, you know, and I can laugh it up at some stuff. But the I had anxiety, so I needed a blowjob. What are you saying, man? What? That's.
Well, first of all, you and everybody else.
Yeah, like every.
If you could get blowjobs to ease anxiety, it would be selling more than opiates. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that's just the most. But like, just Bill, just shh. Stop
Yeah.
sharing.
You know, Lewinsky really. I feel like she was the first public, because like everybody knows that there were scandals and shit like that before Clinton, but media wasn't what it is now. Like she's kind of the first mistress like figure type.
Yeah, and if
that-
you think about it, she was 24. God. Like now is a
It's
close
like
to
Koski,
being.
dude.
Yeah.
He's 24.
Oh God, you're so young. You have your youth. As a close to 34-year-old woman, knowing now, like now, really thinking about the optics of that.
Yeah.
A 24-year-old intern. Wait, was she an intern?
Yeah.
Correct me. Okay. So
She might have been an aide. Do you know?
She was 24 and he was.
Yeah.
a grown-ass adult
Yeah.
leading the country.
Koski's
like,
gonna
fuck
look up
off.
the age difference for
The
us.
fact that anything.
He's like
The fact that anybody.
Monica, go for. I can't do a Bill Clinton impression,
But the fact here's where I'm going to get semi-serious of
Okay.
just saying, and I will be brief. Okay,
wow.
hold me to it.
What?
Okay, I'll just read it to you here.
Okay, yeah.
The Clinton-Lewinsky scandal that involved 49-year-old President Bill Clinton and 22-year-old White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
Dude.
30 years basically.
Fuck off. That could be her dad. Okay,
Yeah.
and the fact that anybody was like, well, what were you wearing? Like, we're done. We are done having that conversation. We're done. Even if she was asking for it, even if she was that girl, as we say now, we don't call them crazy. It's like, well, it was that girl. I'm done. 49 years old. I don't even care if you are like staring at her being like, You could think the most nasty, dirty thought, like whatever. We're all human, right? And like sexuality is very, very natural. We all want it, especially. I'm sure she's 22. She's hot. Like the sound of being like, oh, my 22-year-old intern. There's videos of that on Pornhub everywhere. Like we get it. It's a hot scenario. You know what isn't hot? Getting caught, you idiot. And then it goes out to the entire media. Like,
well, that's the dumbest part. Is like, if he had just been like, listen, I was horny. I was an idiot. I screwed up. But he's like trying to be like, well,
but that's
I had
the thing,
anxiety. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, Bill, stop talking.
yeah.
Stop talking. But
I
you're
had
right. You
anxiety.
should go out more and apologize for ruining that woman's life.
I bet you.
Because now Monica Lewinsky forever is the woman who gave a blowjob. And
I
you know how
know.
shitty that is? 22 as an aide or an intern, whatever she was. Who knows what she could have been capable of doing within her career, and now she's not taken serious.
She's had a pretty solid career since, but she had to leave the country. She went to Canada for a while.
I mean, that's insane because she gave a dude a blowjob. Listen, I've made a lot of bad mistakes. There's probably a couple. I don't even know if my parents are listening, so maybe I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, let me leave it at this. There's probably a couple things that maybe I've done that maybe made me want to leave the country. But the fact that she actually had to in order to protect herself is so gross, and we deserve better.
Yeah.
We owe ourselves better. That's all I'll say.
Well-
but that's hilarious. I also am very excited to see what this Hulu documentary is. You know, I love a good documentary.
You do. I
Check
know.
out episode 10.
That's true. We do our. So to clarify, by the way, this is our 10th episode. But
Yeah.
we did a special bonus episode of our counting down our top 10 list. Is going to drop
'Cause
that
we
on
love you.
Friday. That was pre-recorded, not live. But I got one more article. This is a funny one here. Last one to wrap it up. You know, when something in the universe just happens and it's like, what a silly, just go figure. All right.
Okay.
So this is a silly one to close off. Rachel learns the news.
Valve failure at Italian winery causes wine to pour out of faucets in nearby village. That feels like the closing scene to like Mamma Mia
Yeah,
or
right.
something. And it's just the grandma and she turns on her faucet and it's wine coming out. It's like, oh.
So yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. But it's just so funny that like, yeah.
But also, how small is the village? Like, what could have really went wrong? Oh, Instagram famous dog Marty dies at age 18.
Oh, that's a little.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah. So the incident occurred outside of Modena, northern Italy. Yeah, residents complained about the unusual fuzzy liquid. It was
fuzzy liquid. Oh, fizzy.
Oh,
Honey.
fizzy.
That says fizzy.
I can't read. Yeah, fizzy. Like that makes more sense. Fizzy liquid. It was revealed that the pipes were flowing with wine known as
Lambrusco.
That sounds good.
Dude, what a great day.
I know, right?
Are you kidding? Could you imagine having a day? I don't drink anymore, but like,
What if like LaCroix came out of our faucet?
I would love it.
You'd be so stoked.
All of a sudden I came home from
Or
a
like
day like
or
today.
cold brew.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Probably not cold brew. I'm actively working to decrease my caffeine intake.
What's the movie where like he goes to the future and
Back
they're
to
all
the
dumb?
Future?
No.
Oh,
And it was like soda.
Idiocracy?
Idiocracy.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
soda comes out of
Yeah.
like the faucet.
That's awesome.
what would be the worst to come out of the faucet? I guess.
Poop?
Yeah, or any just bodily liquid.
That's when you said fuzzy liquid. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I'm not on board.
Well, that's Rachel learns the news for this week. How you feel?
Are we done?
That was all the articles.
Oh,
What's
I'm
up?
having so much fun.
I know. Well, we got to wrap it up soon, and there's a couple last things I want to chat about before we got to get out of here.
Okay.
So, but thoughts on the news this week?
I feel good. I feel good about it. I feel like we are going to have to start to step a little bit into the territory of, I mean, it is 2020.
Yeah,
A lot is going on.
we're gonna have to get political.
So we're going to have to get political.
Well, let me recap our headlines. I'm just
Okay.
gonna say what the story was, and you just give me a one-sentence response
Uh-oh.
of
Okay.
summing it up. Okay.
All right.
All right. Shatner's horse semen.
You deserve it on your face.
Okay. Tito hand sanitizer.
Tito's for life.
Pig pedometer poop.
I don't want an Apple Watch.
Okay. No engagement Postmates.
Make friends. Everybody stop trying to avoid interacting with people.
Yeah. Clinton's blowjob anxiety.
Stop talking. Stop.
And the wine out of the tap.
What a great day.
I know, right? Well, let's finish off with we'll do a quick recap here of, we usually do what we're watching. So Rachel and I love to watch shows together. We've gone through a couple different shows we've been watching. And we recap what we think about them and just, give our thoughts. We've done stuff like Love is Blind, which we couldn't even get through more than 5 minutes of.
Boo.
And then good shows like The Watchmen and things like that.
Ooh, that was so good.
But we just finished season 1 of The Outsider on HBO. Are you watching it?
I'm literally going home after this to watch the finale.
Oh no! So this is gonna be spoilers.
Okay,
But
so
I will.
You might have to put your headphones in.
Well, we're just staying on you. I will literally walk out of the room.
Okay,
and
yeah,
let you two
yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
just step out for a minute
Oh,
or two.
no.
Yeah, you're
Do you
good.
want me?
Yeah, you're good.
Guys.
Go get a coffee.
One more
Yep.
time for our
We're kicking out Koski.
it. Yeah,
For our
I do not want to
producer.
hear this.
Yeah. He'll be back in a
But
minute.
now I know. But now I'm like, oh, I wish you would have waited until you've seen it, and then we can have a full discussion. So we'll have to briefly check in with you next week and
Yeah,
see what
we'll
you
do
thought
that.
of the finale.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So real quick. Okay. So by the way, and if it wasn't obvious, if you're not caught up, tune out now. That's what we do it at the end. I give the show a B-. It was okay, but it was kind of a slow burn. It never really like leveled up, and I just was like, okay.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like the only thing I didn't like about it was the pace. But I feel like that was a purpose. It was purposeful in that way. Like that's a lot. So The Outsider, if you're not familiar, it's on HBO, executive produced and directed by Jason Bateman, and it's based off of a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, a new one
So yeah, which was also an interesting
came
choice.
out in 2018.
Yeah.
It's almost like he wrote the book because HBO was like, hey, we want to do a show about one of your books. Can you write something?
I mean, very well could be. And which, by the way, if you're a television writer or a writer at all, or a fan of Stephen King, check out his book On Writing by Stephen King. It's one of the
Interesting.
best books I've ever read specifically about being a writer, whether you're a screenwriter or otherwise.
Well, the one thing I really liked about the show that you had pointed out to me is it's very well acted. The dialogue was all believable.
Dude, that's what I was going to say. Like, as an actor and as a screenwriter, that's why I think I was able to stay with it because it was so purposeful. Like, nobody spoke unless they needed to. All of the dialogue
God,
did
imagine if humans were like that day to day.
I mean, if only. Am I right? It's so true. Think before you speak. We
Right.
don't need all of it. I'm talking to myself. But yeah, specifically from a writer standpoint, it was interesting. Like they did really cool cold opens. Cold open, if you're not familiar, is normally the first 3 to 6 pages of a script. That normally means it's the first 3 to 10 minutes of an episode of something. 10 minutes tends to be longer. Most of the time it's very nice and quick, and it comes before the initial credits. So that's how you can start to spot it if you're not familiar. And it was neat because each time it was like different in length. And it was interesting, but I felt similarly in that same way of like, I felt like we were repeating a lot of information.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, but didn't we like already know this thing? I think they could have done it in 6 episodes.
I
think that was my
it was
bigger
10,
thing.
by the way, to clarify. It was 10.
Oh, I thought it was 9.
It was 10
Okay,
total.
well, you know.
They could have done it in 5.
Yeah, well, I feel like 6 would have been good of like just really hitting those action scenes like
Yeah.
back to back.
Well, it's a great example of how different a book is than a movie. Because I bet you the book, it like how long it took really, you can get so much more of a feel of a character over a long novel that you don't need all that time on a TV show when you can just kind of see someone's body movement and mannerisms and things like that.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I mean, the one thing I think was like what a lot of people said that they did not enjoy about it, but what I did is by episode 3, it was a totally different story.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that, which is also why I like documentaries. Normally they start thinking that they're investigating one story and then it morphs because they stumble onto something else, which I like that as a comedian. I might get on stage, tell a joke about one thing, and based off of what happens up there, I'm like, oh, fuck, like this is actually the joke. This is where the meat is. So
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really liked the story in that way, but as it morphed, then I feel like we hit this lull and it took me a minute. But I thought 9 and 10 were really well done. Like I was here for it.
They were really good.
The finale episode I felt like wrapped up really well at a pace that felt natural.
And left it open for season 2.
That's true.
You never know. So we'll see. So, yeah, this is what I would say. My thought is if you have time and you have HBO, check it out, but don't rush to see it. It's, and you just have to love acting, over plot.
Yeah. I mean, Holly Gibney's character. That woman, Cynthia something is.
Yeah. But I will say, so now we're going to start 2 new shows, Hunters and The Plot Against America. Have you seen Hunters, Koski?
I binged Hunters in about 3 days.
Okay, so is it that's the route we should go?
Yeah, I was sick, so I had nothing better to do.
Okay. Great sales pitch.
No, I really liked it. It's very stylized.
Okay.
Very comic booky.
How's Pacino
Oh
in it?
yeah.
I liked Pacino's acting a lot.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in something so comic booky.
Oh, interesting.
Did you see
Okay.
The Boys on Amazon?
I did.
It had a very similar vibe.
You're not gonna like it. That was the superhero show.
I know
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's give it a go.
We're gonna give it a go.
I'm always interested in when it's high, when there's been a lot of money
Yeah.
put into these. I still always enjoy to watch them because I'm like, oh, that's what we're making, huh? Like from a
Mhm.
standpoint of like,
Totally.
all right, so that's where Amazon's putting their money.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
just good to know as like as a project developer of like, and television creator. It's like, oh, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
But they also made an entire series about people who were dating through plexiglass. So
I know,
I guess
and
that was
that's
Netflix.
still
but-
made me angry.
Yeah.
And then the second one is,
Plot Against America.
dude, I'm so
it's
excited
not out
for
yet,
that.
but
I know.
it's on.
And
Have you seen the
be-
ads for that?
I've seen billboards. What is it
So
about?
it takes place in the 1930s America, and it's when Charles Lindbergh, the pilot, he was like a Nazi sympathizer, and he was like, but this was before America entered the war, and we were kind of on the fence of like, are we gonna go with the Germans? Are we gonna go with the British?
Wasn't he like didn't want us going over there?
He was pro Hitler.
Yeah.
He was like he was trying to like rally support for the Nazis and be like, hey, these Jews in America are trying to like sneakily run the government, and it looks good. Looks good, really. The trailer looks really good. Winona Ryder's in it. Very different than her character in Stranger Things. Probably the complete opposite. Like in Stranger Things, she's like disheveled
Just
and falling
shaking.
apart. In this one, she's like an ice cold like.
I know, but I'm still so excited of. And then after that, just to like plug the other shows that I love, Westworld
Mm-hmm.
coming back.
We got to finish that.
And then, and I've a buddy of mine is a reoccurring in a few things, so I'm like super stoked to see that. And Aaron Paul's in it, so regardless of like, I mean, season 2 was like fine. I watched it more again as like from like a screenwriter perspective, which was really neat. But I mean, Aaron Paul's in it. Can't not watch it.
Yeah.
So stoked. And then what are the other two? There was 2 more I was just gonna say, and then you looked at me like
I don't
wrap it
know.
up, and I forgot. All right, well,
That we've talked about watching.
yep.
Well, Bosch is coming back
There
soon.
we go.
Season 6 of Bosch.
Oh my god, that's like an event for us.
I know. Well, because it's filmed all over our neighborhood.
Dude, it's so good.
So anyway, guys, we got to wrap this up. This was our first live
This was
episode
our
ever.
first one. Thank you guys so much for all my friends over here at I know you guys got like the crappy version here of
Well, a little BTS,
yeah, a
little
little
behind the scenes from
BTS.
Rachel's Instagram. So yeah, if you're listening to this only, all of the video. So this is what happens. We record this live, stream it live every Monday night. Between now and Friday, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna cut out some dead air. I'm gonna throw in some music. Kind of
zhuzh it up.
zhuzh it up a little bit. Maybe I'll throw the Law and Order theme song under what you read in the description of the parody. Right? That'd be fun. And those drop every Friday. All right. So if you want to hear the edited episode with all the sound effects and stuff, every Friday on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Or no, not Spotify. Actually, we can't get on Spotify because I use unlicensed music. So just go to iTunes and YouTube. And then every Monday, we're gonna start. We did it 5 today because some schedule stuff. But moving forward, it's gonna be 5:30 every Monday Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. Rachel and I will be here. And even if one of us isn't here, so for example, in a couple weeks, I have a big acting gig I just landed that I might not be here on Monday.
Uh-oh.
Rachel's going to be, thank you.
Uh-oh.
You might have a guest host.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned. I got to
So-
figure out who I'm like stoked to hang out with.
One of your moon friends.
One of my moon friends. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
They're not funny.
No.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Yeah. I'm Alex Getlin.
I'm Rachel LaForce.
You can find me on all social at AlexGettlin.
You can find me at Rachel LaForce, RACHELLAFORCE.
So if you guys, I know every podcast mentions this, but if you have a second to rate, review, subscribe to House Rules, it means a lot. And our Facebook and YouTube channel for our production company, Skewed Orbit, SKEWED ORBIT. We're going to have all the tags and everything on our socials. We're putting a lot of stuff through Skewed Orbit, some projects I'm doing on the side of myself, same with Rachel's. So it would just mean a lot if you guys could check that out.
Yeah, so moving forward, all of the different projects that we have going on will all be streaming and going through our Skewed Orbit. So you'll be able to kind of access everything there.
All right. Well, guys, have a great week. What do you always say? Be good, be kind.
Y'all be good, be kind.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.